I'm Queenie Yu with Bullet Point News. I'm with Dan Devion, known as Dan the Music Man, one of Canada's favorite family performers, songwriters, and recording artists. He has performed in Canada, the US, the Caribbean, and in South Korea. Dan has appeared on the CBC, CHCH, and global television networks in Canada and has performed for over a million kids. Dan, welcome to Bullet Point News.
Thank you, Queenie. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. Dan, you're going to be performing at the Wintersong Music Festival in Stouffville on Saturday, January the 21st at 10:45 a.m. What can the audience expect at your show?
Well, the audience can expect, I would like the boys and girls to bring the mums and dads, and we're going to have a big party. We are going to shake things up in Stouffville, and we're going to show the mums and dads just a little bit of what the kids feel every day. There's going to be a lot of singing and dancing. We might even have a dance party at the end. We're going to have bubbles. We're going to have the kids on stage. They'll be singing and dancing, and then I might join in. The kids will carry a lot of it, but it's a very fun show for families. So I'd like to invite all the families of Stouffville to come and join us, and we'll have a great time.
You have a gift for engaging your audience. How do you do it?
Some of it just happens. I don't know what it is. There's a sort of I sort of reflect the kids' energy back at them. It's when a lot of my songs are written sitting here in my studio, trying to write songs for families is not the same as being in a music program or something. Like, say you're in a classroom or a daycare center with a little group of about 20 kids or something in a little music circle of some sort, and the songs write themselves, and the energy of the kids, I'm able to sort of interpret what they're giving to me back at them in some kind of participatory music, and that's what that's what I think I bring to the table, and I think I'm just a kid myself and always have been, so it just comes naturally. I don't know. You tell me. It works.
What do you like most about singing and performing?
It's my form of communication. It's my gift. It's my peace and love to the world. Uh, it's something that I would do anyway. So the fact that I'm given a stage and a platform to get up and do my thing is just wonderful. And I love the feeling of sharing the music and the vibe. And one thing is for sure in this world, that no matter what walk of life you come from and what you believe in, what you don't believe in, what the issues of the day, the one thing we can always agree on is the kids. Everybody loves their kids, and when you can get all the kids having fun all together, and it's such a unifying, wonderful thing. So that's definitely one of my favorite of the whole thing, and that's something I've always done. Queenie, I've never really done anything else like from high school. This is what I've done. So I just love it and always have. It just got to do it.
What would you like kids to remember after they hear or sing your songs?
Well, it's very interesting because everyone is different. Um, I would, of course, like everyone to remember the fact that they came to this wonderful Wintersong Music Festival in Stouffville. And I hope everyone remembers Dan the Music Man and the songs themselves. My music is on Apple Music and Spotify and all that. So I hope everybody goes and looks that up and enjoys the songs after the show. But children are all so different. Like you'll have some kids that are the life of the party. They're up on the stage. They're participating. You'll have other kids that are sort of sitting back, and you think, are they into it or not? And then I'll get a note from a comment or something from a parent, and they'll say that, my little, or a little girl or a little boy did, just sat there watching the whole time. But the next day, they acted out your whole show from the beginning to the end. They were up there with a little pretend guitar.
What are some of the important lessons you've learned during your career as a performer?
Be careful when you give the mic to one of the kids. Like some of the funniest things that happened in the show is like I bring a lot of audience volunteers, but you never know what they're going to say, right? So that's so it's a good idea to find out, but because you know, and kids just come up with the wildest things. Like I remember this one guy said, came up, little guy said, that was the best music I ever saw. Or one time I gave the mic to this little guy, and he looks up and he goes, "Your nose sure is hairy," right on the mic. So the things you remember are the things that don't go exactly right, and those are the funniest things. So if I was going to convey anything, yes, find out what they're going to say beforehand, but that's not always possible. So there you go. Make sure you come out. You never know what's going to happen, people. Come out to the show. It's going to be it's going to be a surprise for sure every time, especially to me.
What advice would you give to someone who is struggling in their career as a musician?
Well, it's the kind of thing you should not do because you're expecting this or that outcome necessarily. I think you should play music because you love to play music, and you should be just as happy. I saw the show on Ed Sheeran, who's enormous in the world, and he started singing on a street corner. And talking to him, it sounded like he'd be just as happy to be still singing on the street corner as like it has to come from the love of doing it, and having something to offer, and getting that feedback and energy back from the people. And so I would say just take it back to where it began. Why did you want to play music in the first place? And don't ever lose sight of that. And how did it make you feel when you were doing it? And try to make sure you communicate that to your audience. Actually, at this after my show at the Latcham Arts Center in the Stouffville Library, there will be the youth stage music workshops beginning. My show's from 10:45 to 11:45. Then starting at noon, I believe they have. So it's all kinds of local young artists. So you know, I'll have a chance to convey whatever they're willing to listen to. Most people won't listen anyway, no matter what you say. It doesn't really matter what advice. They'll just go, yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's what I would say. Is just come at it with not because you're expecting to be this or that, because you love doing it, and that's reward enough, in my opinion.
What would you like to say to everyone coming to Stouffville for the Wintersong Music Festival?
You should get when you come to the Dan the Music Man show, you should consider getting a Dan the Music Man souvenir T-shirt that I'm wearing right now, and also just give yourself a big hand for supporting the arts in York Region, and it's great that they're doing this show in Stouffville. I've actually been played in Stouffville a number of times at the Strawberry Festival, and in the library. I've done some events in the Stouffville Library, so I'm not sort of a stranger to the venue. So a big hand to all the people of York Region for coming out and supporting this fledgling festival, and it's going to be great. They have some great acts, so you should go. Are you going? I hope you're going, Queenie.
Yeah,
Come
you
on
bet.
out. You tell everybody you know.
Will do. Dan, the Music Man, thank you so much for joining us at Bullet Point News.
Oh, my pleasure. Nice to speak with you, Queenie. Well, see you at the festival.